Everyone wake up, there's a flood. On the evening of June 16, around 9 p.m., urgent shouts broke the quietness of the village. A local official in Pingyuan County, located in Meizhou City of Guangdong Province, was alerting everyone to evacuate immediately. The village had just received an emergency flood discharge notification from the authorities, indicating that it was in the flood discharge zone. Villagers quickly began to evacuate. Less than half an hour after the villagers left, floodwaters surged in, rising 6 meters almost instantly, quickly submerging the entire village. This is a video shot by someone on the morning of June 17th, showing the village looking like a vast ocean. From the evening of June 15th to the 16th, heavy rainstorms hit many areas in Meizhou City due to high precipitation clouds. Pingyuan County recorded the highest average rainfall in the city with 179 millimeters. Specifically, Shishui Town in Pingyuan County saw 369 millimeters of rain in 24 hours. Rising river levels in the Danzi and Dongshi rivers caused flooding in some sections, while several small reservoirs surpassed their flood limits. A reservoir in Guangfu Town of the neighboring Jiaoling County also experienced dam overtopping due to extreme rainfall. To ensure the safety of the reservoir, Jiaoling County decided to release water from the reservoir on the evening of June 16th, leading to the scene at the beginning of the video. An online flood discharge notice stated, "Emergency notification from the Meizhou Water Affairs Bureau. The upstream Changtown Reservoir and Yushu River in Pingyuan County will discharge water simultaneously, with a flow rate reaching 5,000 cubic meters per second. This is extremely rare, and the downstream will bear enormous pressure. It is expected to reach the Shiku River Basin in Meishan County around 3 a.m. on the 17th and Songku at 4 a.m. Residents in Baidu, Binkun, and Yangyang towns along with Shiku River must prepare in advance, especially in low-lying areas along the river, and relevant personnel should evacuate promptly." However, some villagers along the river did not receive the evacuation notice. The sudden floodwaters trapped many villagers, forcing them to seek help through social media. In the videos, they are surrounded by darkness, and the desperate cries for help and sobbing of trapped residents can be heard. Due to the flood overflow, roads, farmlands, and houses along the riverbanks were submerged to varying degrees. Some villages were almost entirely submerged. A video circulating online showed a bridge in Dongshi Town of Pingyuan County being destroyed by floodwaters on the afternoon of the 16th. The video captured turbulent waters in the river, with the bridge breaking apart just 30 seconds after a resident crossed it. On the night of the 16th, another bridge was swept away by floodwaters. In the video, shouts of "the bridge is broken" can be heard repeatedly. Another video shows many elderly people in Shizai village in Nansai town taking refuge on the roofs of their mud houses. They have not been evacuated to safety yet, still waiting for rescue. A person said they were able to contact their father before 8 p.m., but lost contact afterward and didn't know his condition. This is Jiangkung village, Xinbu town, Jiaoling County. The riverbank has collapsed, and the water level in our village keeps rising. Local residents reported that the water level rose by 20 centimeters within 5 minutes, surpassing the height of the first flood door. Even though they were hiding on the second floor, it looked like they were about to be submerged.
Whoa, the bridge is broken. The roads are not passable. The big tree at the doorstep has fallen, and many cars have been washed away by the floodwaters.
Someone from Guangdong posted that they saw a video, unsure which village it was from, showing the riverbank collapsing and the entire village being submerged. In the video, there's a lady crying, saying no one cared and came to rescue them, completely heartbroken. Another user revealed that his sister's family in Pingyuan County sent him a video showing the tragic scene of a landslide burying a house. On June 17th, floodwaters reached Songkou Street, flooding the entire street. The water level exceeded 1 meter, submerging the shops on both sides. According to information released by Guangzhou Emergency Management, as of the 17th, multiple locations in Pingyuan County, including Shishui Town, Renju Town, Dongshi Town, and Nansai Town in Jiaoling County, and Songyuan Town in Meixiang district experienced flash floods and landslides. These incidents resulted in 5 deaths, 15 people missing, and 13 people trapped. However, as the Chinese government tends to conceal information, the actual figures remain difficult to verify. Videos uploaded on social media show that after the flood, almost all houses in the village were destroyed, and the area was left in ruins. Aerial footage from CCTV News shows water levels rising above the roads, submerging low-lying areas. It's truly a horror to see buildings standing in the muddy water and vehicles almost submerged. The former Jialing County residence of Chinese-American mathematician Xingtung Yao was also washed away by the flood. The video shows an ancient building stranded in the turbulent river. Another video posted shows streets flooded with water reaching the second floor of shops. A resident in Songyuan town in Meixiang County told Chinese media at the scene. I've never seen such a flood ever since I was born. I live on the 3rd floor, and now the water has reached the 2nd floor. We lost power a long time ago, and the water is flowing very fast on the street. A villager from Tuangxi working in the county told Jimu News reporters that it had been raining heavily since the 16th. He said, "It's like water being poured from the sky." By 4 p.m., the village began to flood, with water levels reaching up to 5 meters at their peak, submerging 2 floors of his 3-story house. A resident of Bailing village in Pingyuan County said that the village was in the state of being cut off until the afternoon of June 17th, when someone finally reached the village through a mountain path to look into the situation. The village still had no water, electricity, or signal, and most roads were blocked by debris. Many commented that the need to use social media for rescue requests highlighted how bad the disaster information transmission system is in China. Despite China's extensive media capabilities, under the CCP system, media often become propaganda tools, filtering disaster information and covering up the truth, missing critical warnings and rescue opportunities. The SARS outbreak in 2003 and the COVID-19 pandemic in 2019 are typical examples where official concealment of information led to rapid spread and severe consequences. Some believe that this disaster is not a natural disaster, but a man-made one, citing the lack of early warnings and the failure to evacuate and accommodate the residents, resulting in severe casualties. Not to mention the act of covering up information. They accuse Xi Jinping and the Chinese Communist Party of being malevolent. The flood also caused multiple landslides, disrupting traffic and communication signals. On June 17th, a landslide occurred on the Bridle Mountain Road in Jialing County and cut off the road. A landslide also occurred on the Gangfu section of the Changshan Expressway in Meizhou, causing a traffic disruption. According to CCTV News, the second longest river in Guangdong Province, the Han River, experienced heavy rainfall from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. on the 16th. The average rainfall in the area was 73 millimeters. As a result, the water level at the Sanheba Water Level Station in the Han River's mainstream in Dapu County, Meizhou, rose to the warning level of 42 meters at 11:40 p.m. on the 16th. Subsequently, the Hydrology Department reported that at 5 a.m. on June 17th, the water level at Sanheba rose to 46 meters. By 10 a.m. on the 17th, it further rose to 48.7 meters, exceeding the warning level by 6 meters, with a corresponding flow rate of 13,000 cubic meters per second, which is unprecedented in 50 years. 17 rivers in the Han River Basin experienced floods exceeding warning levels, among which 7 rivers, including the Ting River, exceeded protection levels, and the Songyuan and Shiku rivers experienced record-breaking floods. On the evening of the 16th, the Jialing County Education Bureau in Meizhou issued an emergency notice, suspending all classes in primary and secondary schools, kindergarten, and training institutions in the county on the 17th. Due to power and network outages caused by heavy rains, over 130,000 households in Meizhou, Guangdong, remained without electricity as of 7 a.m. on the 17th, and some towns and villages were still out of contact. Currently, the rain in Pingyuan has stopped, and water levels have begun to recede, with villagers starting to attempt self-rescue efforts. Residents in Meishan District reported continuous rainfall for over 70 days, with only a dozen days without rain. The heavy rainfall has severely impacted local agriculture, with grapefruit crops failing to bear fruit, resulting in significant losses that will take 3 years to recover. Meizhou, located in northeastern Guangdong Province, sits at the junction of Fujian and Jiangxi provinces. Along with Jiangxi Province, these areas have also suffered severe damage due to continuous heavy rainfall influenced by warm and humid air currents. According to Jupai News, Guangzhou experienced rain for 52 out of the past 59 days. Many residents reported persistent mold spots and pervasive moldy smell in their homes, making them feel suffocated and concerned about long-term health effects. Residents have found mold on household items, including walls, wardrobes, bed frames, quilts, clothes, eyeshadow palettes, and even lipstick. In the comments section of the article, some joked, "Mold has even started to grow on humans, let alone stuff. Get ready to harvest mushrooms." Some also expressed frustration, saying, "Guangdong is such a miserable place. It rains every day, looking like a drowned rat traveling to work. What kind of life is this?" In Guangdong Province, cities like Shenzhen, Dafeng, Lufeng, and Longmen have also been hit by heavy rain, with torrents of water flowing down outdoor stairways like waterfalls. The southern gate wall of Dapeng Fortress in Shenzhen, which has stood for over 600 years, finally collapsed and suffered severe damage. On June 15th, heavy rain in Lechang City of Guangdong prompted the use of excavators to break the barriers of a residential area for drainage. The streets turned into a vast ocean, submerging many vehicles. According to Xinhua News, continuous heavy rainfall caused many rivers in Fujian to experience floods exceeding the warning and safety limits. From 6 a.m. on June 16th to 6 a.m. on June 17th, 18 rivers and 23 stations, including the Minjiang, Tianjiang, and Yongding rivers, experienced flooding, with water levels rising to 6.27 meters above the warning level. On June 17th at 8 a.m., the Fujian Provincial Hydrology and Water Resources Survey Center issued an orange alert for flash flood risk, which is the second highest level in the 4-tier warning system. Meteorological forecasts predict that the heavy rainfall will continue over the next 24 hours, with a high risk of flash floods in many regions like Nanping, Saming, Ningde, and Longyan. Authorities have recommended to carry out preventative work such as real-time monitoring, flood prevention warning, and transfer and avoidance of danger. The Fujian Provincial Flood Control Office reported on June 18th that the heavy rainfall had affected 523,700 people and 32,400 hectares of crops, resulting in direct economic losses of 5.7 billion yuan. Currently, 157 sections of highways and national and provincial roads in Fujian are blocked, with 124 sections cleared. In Longyang's Wuping County, roads in Zhongqi Town and Shaba Township have been restored. Emergency communications have been re-established in towns previously cut off. So far, 70,815 people have been evacuated. Longyang City has been one of the hardest hit areas by the recent heavy rainfall. According to CCTV News, on June 16th, Wuping County and Longyang City experienced torrential rain, with some areas seeing an intense downpour starting at 2 p.m. The 24-hour rainfall in Yanqian Town reached a maximum of 372 millimeters. Evaluations show that the extent of the heavy rain, the maximum daily rainfall, the overall rainfall, and the intensity of the event have all reached extreme event levels. In response, Wuping County has initiated a Level 1 emergency response for heavy rain. Wuping County suffered significant damage, with 17 towns and 470,800 people affected. The flooding caused the collapse of 378 houses, affected 888 hectares of crops, damaged 73 kilometers of roads and 3 kilometers of embankments, and 582 communication base stations, resulting in direct economic losses of 415 million yuan. By 10 a.m. on the 17th, Landslides in several areas of Wuping County had caused 4 deaths with 2 people missing. Reports indicate that 2 villages in Fujian were cut off after being flooded. In the article's comments section, many villagers from Fujian shared their experiences and said, "Yesterday, the villagers of Chongqi and Shanqi watched helplessly as the river flooded the first floor of their houses. Communication was cut off, and there's still no contact." Another villager said, "My home is in Shifeng, and the hillside behind our village in Leishi has severe landslides. We're just watching the weather, hoping it won't rain again, or we might lose our house." Another said, "This afternoon, we've already started digging drainage ditches behind the house to prevent another landslide." According to Jimu News, on June 17th, a landslide occurred in Gutian Town in Shanghai County in Longyang City. Local government officials confirmed that heavy rain caused the landslide near Shujiapo village, burying some houses. Rescue operations are ongoing. A local official said Sujiapo village is one of the hardest hit areas by the rain. "We have organized the evacuation of all villagers." Later, relevant departments in Shanghai County reported that the landslide occurred in the early hours of June 17th, and data on buried houses are still being compiled. On June 16th, Shanghai media issued multiple heavy rain warnings advising precautions against flooding, landslides, and mudslides. That evening, Shanghai County initiated a Level 2 county-level emergency response for heavy rain. According to Weidu News, 2 people are missing due to the landslide. The missing individuals have not yet been found. Fujian netizens indicated that the missing people are 2 elderly persons. A villager commented, "The road has collapsed, and the rescue team has not yet reached Zhongqi. We can only rely on ourselves." In the early hours of June 17th, the National Key Cultural Relic Protection Unit, the Li family's ancestral hall in Guantian Village, Shanghai County, suffered the collapse of its east and west wings, affecting an area of about 1,000 square meters. Built in 1836, this ancestral hall is the largest and best preserved of its kind in Fujian province and is considered one of the most influential Hakka ancestral halls globally. The management committee reported no major damage to the main hall and no casualties. Experts preliminarily determined that the collapse was due to the adobe walls being heavily soaked, causing the soil to soften and lose support. Earlier, the Fujian Provincial Flood Control Office reported that continuous heavy rain in mid-northern Fujian had caused significant damage. As of 6 a.m. on June 14th, the rainfall had affected 51,500 people and 3,134 hectares of crops in Nanping and Sanming. This apparent natural disaster has also exposed numerous poorly constructed projects across China. On June 12th, after heavy rain in Xiamen, Fujian, a section of road collapsed. Videos show a car and a truck parked precariously at the edge of the collapse, with drainage pipes underneath already broken, causing the road to be hollowed out. Social media users commented that the Chinese government, known for its aggressive infrastructure development, often neglects quality, resulting in many poorly built projects. With current financial constraints, more such projects are expected to be exposed. In Guangxi, continuous heavy rainfall caused flooding in 22 rivers and 30 hydrological stations, with water levels exceeding safety limits by 0.03 to 2.63 meters. Among them, Hejiang and Huzhou hydrological stations experienced a once-in-a-10-year flood. The water level of the river rose and poured into nearby residences, causing some houses to be flooded. At 10 a.m. on June 17th, the Chinese Meteorological Observatory continued to issue an orange rainstorm warning, predicting continued heavy rainfall in southern China. From 2 p.m. on the 17th to 2 p.m. on the 18th, parts of southern Hunan, central Jiangxi, southern Zhejiang, northern Fujian, and northern Guangxi are expected to experience torrential rain, with some areas recording 250 to 280 millimeters of rainfall. Notably, the middle and lower reaches of the Yangtze River in China are expected to experience a concentrated period of rainfall over the next 2 weeks. The Chinese Meteorological Observatory predicts that from June 18th to the 30th, parts of Guizhou, Guangxi, Henan, Hebei, Jiangxi, Anhui, and Jiangsu will receive over 300 millimeters of rain, more than double the average for the same period in previous years. The cumulative rainfall in Guangxi, Henan, Anhui, and Jiangsu is expected to approach or exceed the June extreme, with heavy rain periods mainly from the 18th to the 20th, the 21st to the 24th, and the 27th to the 29th. On social media, online commentators have been expressing their desperation. Please stop raining. Nobody can see us. Our houses are flooded, and tragedies keep happening. Another said, my friend's family spent the night on rooftops waiting for rescue. Many people's phones are dead, so those seeking help online aren't getting through. We hope for safety. Someone else commented, Meizhou is experiencing severe floods and torrential rain. Our hometown people are still waiting for rescue. In contrast to southern residents' pleas for rain to stop, northern residents, suffering from continuous high temperatures and drought, are praying for rain. Someone commented and said, there hasn't been a drop of rain in Hanhui for 95 days. It's such an irony with drought in the north and floods in the south. Over the past week, most of northern China, including Beijing, has experienced temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius. Persistent drought in Henan and Shandong has forced residents to pray for rain. From June 17th to the 18th, the Chinese Meteorological Observatory continued to issue a yellow high temperature warning, third in the 4-tier warning system, with temperatures in northern China reaching 35 to 36 degrees Celsius and some areas reaching 37 to 39 degrees Celsius. In places like Turpan Basin in Xinjiang, temperatures exceeded 40 degrees Celsius. Both drought and floods will impact this year's grain harvest, potentially threatening President Xi Jinping's goal of achieving China's self-sufficiency in food supply.